Hey guys, what's going on? This is Deadly. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new announced survival game called Vigor. I'm going to begin this video talking about what we know about the game so far, and then I'll end with my thoughts and opinions on it. So Vigor is a new instance-based survival game that will be coming to the Xbox game preview sometime in summer 2018 by Bohemia Interactive. For those that might not be aware, Bohemia Interactive is the development company that is responsible for Arma and also DayZ. What's so unusual about this announcement is the fact that Bohemia already has another game that's planned to come out for Xbox preview, and that's of course DayZ Standalone. Luckily, I've had my chance to actually play DayZ on the Xbox at PAX East this year, and I can safely say that it's not really going to be ready anytime soon. So I think this just leaves DayZ fans really confused, or at least that's how I feel. Here's what we know so far. Vigor will feature instance-based survival maps where players will need to collect supplies and extract, very similar to the game Escape from Tarkov. You'll be joined by 8 to 16 other players during these maps. If you die, you'll lose all of your gear that you have on you. Other than all the supplies that you have on your character, it's unclear whether or not if there's any additional penalty for dying. And we also don't know if there's like a secured container similar to Escape from Tarkov. The game itself takes place in Norway in 1991 in an alternative historical past where people are surviving from a nuclear war in Central Europe, so people either had to travel north or south. The game will also feature an offline stash base called a settlement, similar to Escape from Tarkov's hideout system, where players will be largely focused on improving their settlement, collecting resources, testing their weapons, and crafting their supplies. When you collect resources out in your raids, you'll be able to purchase improvements in your settlement, which will allow your home base to start generating materials, which can be used in the game's crafting system. Once you've improved your base, you'll need to find blueprints to build these weapons. The biggest reward during these raids is called an airdrop, which contains parts of blueprints. Survivors will need to collect multiple blueprint parts in order to start crafting specific weapons and equipment. Unlike games like Escape from Tarkov, where you primarily focus on your PMC's skills and progression, you're actually going to be focusing on improving your settlement and collecting parts of blueprints so you can craft better weapons and equipment. Now, what's really strange about Vigor is it's actually built on the Unreal Engine and not the Infusion Engine, which has been created for DayZ Standalone. It's what the team has been working so hard on over the last few years. But at the moment, that's all we really know about the game. I'll include video links and resources to where I found all this information in the description box below. Now that you guys know a little bit more about the game, I'm gonna talk about my opinions on it. And this kind of came completely out of nowhere. I think a lot of the DayZ fan base was expecting a DayZ Xbox preview or a video or some sort of progress report. We were not expecting a brand new game under a different IP, set in a different era, on a different engine, by a different part of the team. I'm gonna have to be completely honest, if I was working in the DayZ Xbox preview team at Bohemia, I would be pretty bummed out because this does look like a superior product for the consoles. Don't get me wrong, I do like the idea of DayZ. I just never felt like it would really work that well on consoles, but something like Vigor might. Now obviously the gameplay footage is early access and very preliminary, but we can take a lot of hints from what we've been seeing to actually get a feel of what the game will actually play like. And of course, yet again, another survival game that is putting heavy emphasis on the third-person camera, allowing players to peek over corners, lay prone inside of buildings to peek out of windows, hide behind cover, and know the exact movements of the enemies. It just takes so much out of hardcore tactical shooters that should be in this survival, especially an instance-based survival category, that it's really unfortunate. Yeah, I know, and I'm being a little first-person elitist out there, but after playing thousands and thousands of hours in survival shooters, I can tell you the difference is night and day whenever you actually play on first-person only servers or games that specifically limit the player base to first-person. You take a lot of the campy playstyle. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad in survival games like DayZ or Tarkov, but you don't get people just sitting behind fences, sitting behind cover, being able to see the entire battlefield, laying prone in houses, being able to see out of windows. That's just a lot of unrealistic and unauthentic gameplay and shooting That doesn't really belong in a video game where you have one life and you lose all of your collected supplies whenever you die. These types of instance-based survival shooters should put heavy emphasis on tactics, gunplay, communication, listening for footsteps and movement, and visually seeing your enemy. Now, I think the argument here is, of course, first-person hardcore tactical shooters don't appeal to the masses. But honestly, I don't believe that for a second. I think the main reason why the third-person camera is in all of these survival shooters is so people can cosmetically see what they're wearing. I honestly feel like that's it. That's the only reason why developers include it in the game. There's so many collectible cosmetics in survival shooters, they want the player base to see how cool their character looks, instead of having good authentic gunplay. Of course you can switch between the two, but people who suggest that are missing the point. You're handicapping yourself if you choose to play in first person when everybody else is playing in third. It doesn't really solve the problem, it just makes it harder for you. I actually really like instance-based survival shooters. I think it kind of solves the problem of giving cool, authentic survival experiences while also providing the ability to players to have an offline stash that they can improve and work towards at their own pace without having to worry about some dude with a hatchet breaking down the door in the middle of the night and stealing all the supplies. So really, I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by Vigor. I can't necessarily say at this point that it looks great. The gunplay didn't look that solid. I think the idea of instance-based survival shooters like Tarkov is good, and I'm also a little bit bummed out that it's only going to be on Xbox Preview. The vast majority of the survival shooter genre is usually based in PC, so I think they're really handicapping their ability to get a big concurrent player base by limiting it to the Xbox only. It's going to be interesting to see if it's available on Windows 10 machines. Some Xbox games are, some aren't. Really hoping that it is, so we who like Escape from Tarkov, DayZ, Miscreated, H1Z1, other survival games, if you're a fan of these types of things, you'll get a chance to actually play it without having to go out and buy an Xbox for it. And that's, honestly, it doesn't look like it's worth specifically going out and buying an Xbox for. So if you ever wanted to play Escape from Tarkov in an engine and playstyle similar to DayZ on the Unreal Engine on the Xbox, well, Vigor might be the game for you, as well as third-person and unauthentic gunplay. I am really interested to see what you guys have to say. I think I know the tone of the comment section already, but who knows? I might be surprised. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comment section below about Vigor. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more survival shooter games, Escape from Tarkov, DayZ, and check out the daily live streams starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also guys, I just recently started a podcast called Slobcast. You can download it on iTunes and Google Play, and I'm working on getting it on Spotify, as well as checking it out on the playlist on my YouTube channel. Thanks again, I'll see you guys next time.